With less than 3 weeks to go, the candidates are hitting the key swing states in full force. And as early voting kicks off in 10 more states this week, the 2024 election season is already seeing record-breaking turnout. CBN's Wendy Griffith reports.
As more states across the country begin early voting, President Trump in Georgia Tuesday urging everyone to take part.
So if you have a ballot, return it immediately. If not, go tomorrow as soon as you can. Go to the polls and vote. Then, for the next 21 days, get everyone you know to get out and vote. We don't want to take a chance. We can't lose this country.
Georgia already setting records, despite many residents still cleaning up after Hurricane Helene. Down power lines and piles of debris still litter streets in some towns. But election officials say they're ready.
We checked on all of our precincts. Everyone has power. You know, there was a little damage here or there on some parts of some precincts, but nothing to affect voting.
Beat the crowd, because it's going to be a big crowd, and you should try to come early if you can.
As November 5th inches closer, some 5 million Americans have already taken advantage of early voting across the country.
More likely Democrats are voting early than likely Republicans. But check this out. Republicans have actually picked up their pace from 4 years ago.
With polls showing a tight race, the candidates are targeting swing states. Vice President Harris in Battleground, Michigan, with radio host Charlemagne the God.
My agenda is about tapping into the ambitions and the aspirations, knowing that folks want to have an opportunity. If they want, they should have a meaningful opportunity to build wealth, including intergenerational wealth.
Meanwhile, Harris's running mate Tim Walz is clarifying his earlier comment that the Electoral College needs to go, a position the campaign does not support.
And I think what the point was on this is they see us in battleground states and not across the country. So the campaign's position is clear on this. That's not to get rid of the Electoral College, but it's to focus on every vote.
Meanwhile, in Virginia, Governor Glenn Youngkin outraged after the Department of Justice filed a suit against his state for updating voter rolls to remove non-citizens. The DOJ says the state is violating a federal law that forbids changes to the rolls within 90 days of an election. Virginia reports it's removed more than 6,000 people who identified as non-citizens.
Why is it that anyone could argue that a process that removes non-citizens off of our voter rolls is anything else other than common sense and constitutional?
On CBN's Faith Nation, Chief Political Analyst David Brody says Republican officials tell him the timing of the DOJ's lawsuit is suspicious.
Michael Whatley, the RNC chairman, says, in essence, it is election interference, and he's very concerned that the Justice Department is getting involved in this to begin with, but especially just less than 30 days before an election.
As both candidates race towards the finish line, they'll continue to focus on battleground states. Today, Harris sits down for an interview with Fox News in an appeal to undecided voters. Former President Trump also appearing on Fox in a pre-taped town hall with women voters. Wendy Griffith, CBN News.